Assalamualaikum and good morning to everyone. My name is SYAUQINA binti AZHAR. I am from Group 2. Today, my group will present about the landscape management practices for Cuffley Hills Golf Oaks at Hertfordshire.
Hi, my name is Syakirah. Now I'm going to introduce landscape management. What is landscape management? It involves maintenance, monitoring, and long-term care of outdoor environments. It also ensures sustainability, visual quality, ecological balance, and functional public spaces. The management includes vegetation and planting, open spaces, water management system, and hardscape like pathways and communal facilities. Now I'm going to tell you about the document. The document that we are reviewing is the Landscape Management Plan that is located at Cuffley Hill, Goffs, and Hertfordshire. It is a proposed residential development surrounded by open green spaces, attenuation points, native hedgerows, common landscape areas, and health-informed pathways and sitting areas. We are reviewing and analyzing the landscape management plan that is focusing on management framework, landscape inventory, maintenance strategies, and also sustainability approach that this document using. Also, the objectives of we are reviewing is more to study the structure of the management plan and identify the landscape inventory components, analyze management and maintenance strategies, and also evaluate the ecological and sustainability approach. Also, understand the long-term management response. I'm going to explain the data inventory of the document, of the background and the approaches by the next. I'm going to tell you about the landscape inventory components. Firstly is the soft landscape elements. The management plan specifies that plant areas must be maintained through regular watering, pruning, mulching, fertilizing, and weed control operations. The maintenance is necessary to ensure that healthy plant growth. Next is the ecological and environmental features. Biodiversity-focused landscape elements like native planting and attenuation basin. The management plan encourages habitat protection through the use of native species and the preservation of existing vegetation. Next is the grass areas and meadow landscape. Meadow grass and wildflowers areas are managed less intensively to encourage species diversity and habitat development. Lastly is the hard landscape elements. The management plan includes operational requirements for sweeping and litter removal and also maintenance of fixtures and fixings. Regular inspection are required to ensure all the hardscape elements remain safe and functional. Next is the management approach by the agency. Firstly is the integration of native planting and ecological habitats. It explains that we have to retain existing trees, hedgerows wherever possible, and the uses of native planting is to preserve the environmental continuity and ecological habitats and conservation value within the development. Secondly is the preventive maintenance. It emphasizes the regular inspection and proactive maintenance. Scheduled activities include grass mowing, tree and shrub pruning, watering, and weed control. It aims to maintain the landscape and prevent the deterioration over time. Thirdly is the safety and operational efficiency. Contractors must comply with the British Standards (BS) and Code of Practice, while in Malaysia context, it has to comply the National Landscape Policy. Also follows the regulation of pesticide use and ensure the maintenance works are carried out safely and efficiently. Lastly is the long-term review process. Landscape performance is reviewed annually by supervisor officers and management teams. They have to evaluate plant growth, health, and user patterns of the site condition and maintenance effectiveness. The findings are used to improve the future management program and site performance. To compare the National Landscape Policy with the Landscape Management Plan, these approaches align the objective of the National Landscape Policy, which advocates for systematic landscape management practices that support ecological sustainability, public well-being, and the preservation of infrastructures. Therefore, although the management plan was developed in the United Kingdom, its overall landscape management approach reflects many of the principles promoted under Malaysian national policy.
Assalamualaikum, my name is NAJIHAH binti KOSIM. In this section, I will explain about analysis and synthesis of the landscape management plan. The analysis show that the landscape management plans provide a well-structured and sustainable approach to the landscape management. However, several challenges may affect its long-term implementation. Now we go through 5 strengths of landscape management plan. First, comprehensive maintenance framework. The plan provides clear maintenance schedule for landscape element, ensuring consistent upkeep and reducing deterioration. Second, sustainability-oriented approach. It protects existing vegetation and promote native plant species, helping to conserve resources and reduce maintenance needs. Third, it's a biodiversity enhancement. The plan supports habitat conservation, wildlife protection, and ecological connectivity through diverse planting scheme. Next, it's a clear management responsibility. Roles and responsibility are clearly defined, improving accountability and coordination among stakeholders. And lastly, it's a preservation of design quality. The plan maintains the original design intent while ensuring long-term environmental, social, and visual benefit. Now we have weakness of landscape management plan. First, high maintenance requirement. The plan requires significant financial resource, skill labor, and continuous maintenance, which may increase long-term costs. Next, limited community involvement. Resident participation is relatively limited, which may reduce community ownership and engagement in landscape care. Third, depends on continuous monitoring. The effectiveness of the plan relies heavily on regular inspection and consistent maintenance. Any delays may affect landscape quality and also the performance. And lastly, climate and environmental challenge. Factors such as drought, flooding, and extreme weather can impact vegetation health and overall landscape resilience.
Assalamualaikum, my name is Syakirah and now I will be presenting about the suggestions and recommendations for the landscape management practices. There are 5 recommendations and suggestions. First is to improve community participations. Community participations plays an important role in ensuring the long-term success of landscape management. To encourage greater involvement, educational signage can be installed to explain the ecological functions of features such as wildflower meadows, native hedgerows, and attenuation basins. This helps the residents to understand better of the sustainable landscape practices. In addition, community-led activities such as tree planting programs, biodiversity monitoring events, and environmental awareness campaigns can strengthen residents' connections to the landscape. Through active participation, residents develop a sense of ownership and responsibility, which contributes to the long-term sustainability of the open space. The second one is the integration of smart landscape management plan. The integration of smart technologies can further improve the efficiency and sustainability of the landscape maintenance program. While the current management plan already provides detailed maintenance schedule and inspection procedure, technologies such as smart irrigation system, GIS-based monitoring, and digital maintenance platform can enhance overall performance. Smart irrigation system can optimize water usage based on the real-time weather and soil moisture conditions. GIS technology can assist in monitoring landscape assets such as trees, planting beds, attenuation basins, and site facilities. Additionally, environmental sensors can provide valuable information on vegetation health, soil conditions, and water levels, allowing maintenance team to identify issues early and take corrective action promptly. This approach supports more effective and sustainable landscape management in a long term. The third one is to strengthen climate resilience strategies. Climate change has created new challenges for landscape management, including prolonged drought periods, extreme rainfall events, and changes in seasonal growth patterns. To address these challenges, future management strategies should incorporate climate resilient practices. This includes selecting drought-tolerant and adaptable plant species, improving soil management, and implementing water conservation measures. In addition, maintenance schedules should be reviewed regularly to adapt to changing weather conditions and vegetation growth rates. By taking a proactive approach to climate adaptations, the landscape can remain sustainable and continue providing environmental, social, and aesthetic benefits for the future generations. And the fourth one is the enhancement of biodiversity and ecological values. The Landscape Management Plan already demonstrates a strong commitment to biodiversity through meadow grass areas, breed flower planting, native hedge growth, and preservation of mature trees. However, biodiversity can be further enhanced by increasing the variety of native plant species throughout the sites. Introducing flowering plants that bloom during different seasons can provide a continuous food source and habitat for pollinators such as bees and butterflies. Additionally, features such as bird nesting boxes, insect hotels, and wildlife shelters can be installed to support local wildlife. These measures help strengthen ecological networks, increase species richness, and enhance the site's overall conservation value. And the last one is to conduct regular landscape audits. Regular landscape audits are important to ensure that the landscape continues to perform effectively through its life cycle. These audits should assess various aspects, including plants' health, maintenance effectiveness, the safety and functionality of facilities, ecological performances, and user satisfactions. By monitoring these factors regularly, landscape managers can identify potential issues early, evaluate the effectiveness of current management practices, and make improvements when necessary. Furthermore, audit findings provide valuable information for the future planning and decision-making, helping the landscape achieve its aesthetic.
Lastly, for conclusions, the Landscape Management Plan for Cuffley Hills Golf Oaks, Hertfordshire, provide a comprehensive framework for maintaining landscape quality, functionality, and also environmental sustainability. Its key strengths include a structured maintenance strategy, sustainable management practice, and also biodiversity enhancement and clear management responsibilities. However, challenges such as a high maintenance cost, limited community involvement, depends on continuous monitoring, and climate-related risks may affect the long-term effectiveness. Addressing this issue through greater community participation, climate adaptation measures, and also regular performance review can further improve the landscape resilience. Overall, for the landscape plan demonstrate how effective landscape management can preserve landscape character, enhance biodiversity, and also create sustainable living environment for future communities.
That is all from us, Group 2, and thank you for watching.